All right, Kelly, thank you. And Jim Takelett of Lockheed Martin, it's great to have you on. Welcome to you as well. That's exactly where I want to start because the Trump administration is looking to cut the budget. It's looking to set its priorities for military modernization. We know that from a statement from the Pentagon today. What do you expect and how are you positioning for it?
What we're expecting, Morgan, is similar to other presidential transitions where the new incoming administration wants to look at the priorities of the prior administration, see what the alignment is with their own priorities coming into office, and then make adjustments as they see fit. So this is a fairly typical process that our industry goes through. The way it was described in the government's public statements was it was going to be a realignment of resources. And so we expect to be in a really great position for that realignment, given the kind of missions that we can execute, the kind of capabilities we have at our company, and the kind of partnerships we're building with tech companies and others in the ecosystem to deliver on all of that. So I'm pretty very optimistic, actually, about streamlining government processes along the way and getting more efficient. So we look at all of this as positive and good environment to work in.
Okay. Speaking of getting more efficient, defense stocks and government IT stocks have been under pressure since the election. Analysts point to DOGE. Is Wall Street right to see DOGE as a threat?
I actually don't think it is a threat. And Morgan, you know, I've had numerous conversations over the last 4 years that I've been in this role after having about 20 years in the telecom tech industry, that I've been advocating for systemic change on how the government and industry broadly interrelate when it comes to national security. And I think the DOGE, also the president's new team, a bunch of people with new ideas and an open mind, including the president himself, will enable us to finally get that systemic change going in this country and among our allies to have a more effective and efficient national defense. So I'm encouraged by this, and I'm looking forward to working with them.
Yeah, and you and I've had these conversations, 5G.mil, 21st Century Warfighter, some of the commercial partnerships you've struck with companies like Microsoft and NVIDIA, to name a few. So it does raise the question, if we're talking about systemic change, what does that change actually need to look like, and how much does Lockheed's business model need to change alongside it?
They're very specific. I'll just highlight two of them today. Very specific policy changes that if they're made in government, industry will be able to become more effective and more broadly participating in these national defense missions. So one of them is creating a standards body for an open architecture system based on the 5G.mil concept, similar to what we do in telecom. It's called 3GPP. That's the acronym in telecom. 5G.mil. I would love the government to adopt that concept and implement it by convening the companies that are in the aerospace defense industry, in the tech industry, and telecom, startups, to create a standards body where we all can participate, plug and play with the newest and best technology as it evolves on both the software and the hardware side. So that's one of those two.
So we've seen it raises the question about competitive landscape. Now, we've seen Palantir is now the most valuable defense contractor in the public markets. You've got Anduril Industries, SpaceX, a flurry of other defense tech startups that are raising seamlessly endless amounts of capital in the private markets. Is there a changing of the guard? How to think about this competitive landscape and what it means for Lockheed?
Well, I would suggest that Palantir and Anduril and others investors, including SpaceX, they're just trying to get ahead of the systemic change that I'm talking about, which is reducing. Here's the second part of the discussion. So the standards body, open architecture, 5G-based Internet of Things system is one, as I mentioned. Secondly, there needs to be an adjacent acquisition system in each of the armed services in the Pentagon for digital services. There's an acquisition system that everyone's well aware of. It's long cycle. It could be faster. It could be more efficient. But even if you left that alone, the system that buys aircraft and ships and submarines and big satellites, we still need to create, we should improve it, but we still need to create a digital services system, an acquisition process that aligns with that bigger process, maybe pulls about 5 to 10% of the defense acquisition and R&D budget over to these services, and buy like the tech industry sells, long-term contracts, subscription business model, no cost-based pricing, and those kinds of attributes of how the tech industry interrelates with each other and with other industries, we need to bring that to the Pentagon. And that's the second big systemic change that's needed. That'll enable the companies that you just talked about, and ours, and Northrop, and Boeing, to all be participating on this faster, more iterative software track where we can either partner, subcontract to, or from any of those companies, and we'll be able to work together to put the big platforms together with the best software, and that way we'll have the most effective national defense. So I think this is really critical, and I welcome these companies and their investors and their talented people into this ecosystem so that we can just create a better deterrent to armed conflict among great powers. That's what we really want to do. I'm glad they're around. I'm glad their investors are here.